the mind trick that makes you live longer. Could simply thinking. You're active add years to your life without ever setting foot in a gym. It might sound like science fiction, but it's grounded in some pretty remarkable science. A fascinating study looked at a group of hotel maids, women with incredibly physically demanding jobs, and split them into two. Researchers told one group something simple but profound, that their daily work of scrubbing, lifting, and walking was fantastic exercise that easily met the Surgeon General's health guidelines. The other group, they were told nothing. 4 weeks later, the results were stunning. The group that just changed their mindset saw a measurable drop in their weight, blood pressure, and body fat, all without changing their activity levels one bit. This one experiment pulls back the curtain on one of the most powerful forces in our health, the invisible link between what we believe and what our bodies experience. It's a mind trick that has nothing to do with willpower, and everything to do with how your perception can literally shape your physical reality. Section 1. The story. How we know this. This groundbreaking experiment, published back in 2007, was led by two Harvard researchers, Aaliyah Crum and the legendary psychologist Ellen Langer. They went into 7 different hotels and recruited 84 maids. Before anything started, they surveyed all the women. Here's the interesting part. Despite cleaning around 15 rooms a day, a job that is obviously physical, most of the maids didn't think they got regular exercise. This is where the real experiment begins. The researchers took about half of those maids and gave them a quick 15-minute presentation. They explained how their everyday work was a full-body workout. Making a bed works your arms and core. Pushing a heavy cleaning cart is resistance training. Vacuuming is cardio. They were told truthfully that their daily grind was more than enough to live a healthy, active life. The other maids, the control group, got no information. They just kept on working as usual. A month went by. The researchers came back to measure everyone again. Remember, neither group said they changed their behavior. They didn't work harder, didn't change their diets, and didn't start hitting the gym after their shifts. The only thing that changed for one group was their belief. And yet, the physical results were undeniable. The informed group, on average, lost weight, decreased their body mass index, lowered their systolic blood pressure, and even trimmed their waist-to-hip ratio. They saw real physical improvements just because they started to see their work as exercise. They didn't lift another dumbbell or run another mile. They just changed their minds. And in doing that, they changed their bodies. Section 2. The Why It Works. Part 1. The Placebo Effect on Steroids. So what's going on here? Is it magic? Not at all. It's a powerful example of something we often underestimate, the mind-body connection. What Crum and Langer showed is a cousin of the well-known placebo effect. The placebo effect isn't just about fooling someone with a sugar pill. It's proof that our expectations can create real biological changes in our bodies. Think about it. When a patient in a trial feels better after taking a sugar pill, it's because their brain, expecting something good to happen, actually releases its own natural painkillers or mood enhancers. Their mind tells the body to create the outcome it expects. The hotel maid study takes this a huge step further. It shows the placebo effect isn't just for pills, it applies to our actions too. When the maids started to believe their work was exercise, their bodies began to respond, as if they were intentionally working out. It's like their brains sent out a new set of instructions that influenced their metabolism, their cardiovascular system, and how their bodies used energy. The belief itself became the active ingredient. Your mind isn't just a passenger watching your body, it's the command center, constantly sending signals that regulate everything from your heart rate to your hormones. When you change a core belief, you change the commands being sent. Or Section 3, the Why It Works. Part 2, your brain's command center. Let's go a little deeper. This whole mind-body conversation is possible because of the brain's incredible ability to rewire itself, something scientists call neuroplasticity. Think of your brain as a dense forest. Every time you have a thought or do something, you create a tiny path. The more you repeat that thought, the more that path becomes a well-worn trail, and pretty soon, it's a superhighway. This means you aren't just stuck with the brain you were born with. You can actively forge new neural pathways. It's how we learn new things, break bad habits, and become more resilient. When the maids repeatedly thought, "This work is good for me," they were literally strengthening the neural circuits that connected their daily work with health benefits. On top of that, the parts of your brain that control your intentional movements are deeply connected to the parts that manage all the automatic stuff, like blood pressure and heart rate. It's a two-way street. When you calm your mind with deep breathing, your heart rate slows down. When you feel stressed, your blood pressure goes up. By reframing their work in a positive light, the maids likely reduced the chronic low-grade stress of a tough job and instead turned on the physiological systems associated with health-promoting exercise. Section 4. The bigger picture, it's more than just chores. This power of mindset goes way beyond daily chores. In fact, it might be one of the most critical factors for a long and healthy life. Dr. Becca Levy, a renowned psychologist at Yale, has dedicated her career to this very question. Her research produced one of the most stunning statistics in longevity science. After tracking 660 people for over 2 decades, she found that people with a positive mindset about aging lived, on average, 7.5 years longer than those with a negative view. Let that sink in for a second. 7.5 years. That's a bigger impact on lifespan than maintaining low cholesterol, low blood pressure, or even quitting smoking. Levy's research suggests that the stories our culture tells us about aging, that it's all about decline, weakness, and becoming irrelevant, can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. When we buy into those negative beliefs, our bodies can respond accordingly. On the flip side, in cultures where aging is linked with wisdom and respect, people often enjoy better health in their later years. This brings up the huge difference between lifespan and health span. The goal isn't just to live more years, but to live more healthy and vibrant years. Research on optimism backs this up. Studies following tens of thousands of people have found that optimists don't just live longer, they also have a much higher chance of reaching exceptional longevity, which means living past 85. This is because a positive mindset is linked to a better immune system, a lower risk of heart disease, and healthier behaviors in general. Section 5. The how to apply it. The actionable mind tricks. So how can we actually use this in our own lives? It starts with a few simple, but powerful, mental shifts. Mind trick 1. Reframe your routine. Stop seeing daily activities as chores and start calling them movement. You aren't just doing laundry. You're doing functional strength training, lifting and carrying weights. You're not just taking the stairs. You're doing a cardio interval to boost your heart health. Gardening isn't just a hobby. It's a full-body workout with squatting, lifting, and stretching. When you walk to the store, consciously tell yourself, "I am getting my steps in and improving my circulation." This isn't about tricking yourself. It's about giving yourself credit for the work you're actually doing, just like the maids did. Mind trick 2. Catalog your activity. At the end of each day, take 30 seconds to mentally tick off the physical work you did. Don't dismiss anything. Did you walk the dog, scrub the bathroom, play with your kids at the park? Acknowledge it. Say to yourself, "Today I strengthened my legs by taking those stairs," or "I got a good core workout cleaning the house." This simple act of recognition reinforces the belief and strengthens those neural pathways that connect your activity with good health. Mind trick 3. Shift your aging narrative. Actively challenge the cultural idea that aging is only about decline. You can write a different story for yourself. Instead of focusing on what you might be losing, focus on what you're gaining. Wisdom, experience, perspective, and what researchers call crystallized intelligence. The ability to use the knowledge and skills you've gathered over a lifetime. Catch yourself when you use negative age-related language. Swap out "I'm having a senior moment" with "I'm a bit distracted right now." This isn't just empty positivity. It's about pushing back against limiting beliefs that, as Dr. Levy's research shows, can have a real physical cost. If you're fascinated by how your mind can shape your health and want more science-backed strategies to improve your life, make sure you subscribe to the channel. The evidence is clear. Some of the most powerful tools for our well-being aren't in a pharmacy, but in our own minds. Conclusion: the empowering reframe. The lesson from the hotel maids is one of the most empowering in all of health science. They didn't need a new diet or an expensive gym. They were just given a new perspective. They were reminded that they were already strong, already active, and already capable. Our bodies are always listening to the stories our minds are telling. For decades, we've focused almost entirely on the body, diet, exercise, supplements, and treated the mind like it's just along for the ride. But science is now showing us that the mind is the architect. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's about directing your focus. It's about understanding that what you believe you're doing is just as important as the action itself. You hold the script to your own biology. Your thoughts aren't just fleeting sparks. They are real physiological instructions. Tell your body a better story. Tell it a story of strength, capability, and vitality, because it's listening and it's ready to obey.